and we don't know if that registration will be under purview of RTI or not. If it is under purview of RTI, then everybody can access who are in live-in relationships within that area.
जब बात आती है, जब गवर्नमेंट आपके बेडरूम तक घुसने लगती है ना, तो उसको बोलते हैं अथॉरिटेरियन।
I don't think it will give the privacy to the couples who are already facing a lot of outrage from the society. So I think this is unnecessary and also infringing upon the privacy of
होमवर्क नहीं किया गया इस को लेकर के, और वो खुद से मतलब जल्दी में उन्होंने ऐसे कर दिया।
गलत है कि हमारी जो स्वतंत्रता है वहाँ पे उस पे एक चोट है पूरी तरीके से इससे।
Because our Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has stated a lot of things that we'll also try to emphasize more on this UCC in Assam. So I think it's a threat to our liberty.
I have the choice to choose my partner, but when state told me that you don't have that right, it is not fair.
The Uttarakhand government has passed a law under the UCC bill, which is very significant because of the few elements the bill contains. One of the very significant clauses in that particular bill is that of live-in relationships, wherein it has specified that if a couple has not registered their live-in relationship after 6 months, they may face penalty and also to an extent of going to jail. So this comes at a time when there is an ongoing debate regarding the UCC in the country, and as such, we are joined by a few of the students from Cotton University in Guwahati, and we will try to find out what these youngsters have to say about this very particular law.
The New Indian spoke to the youth from different parts of the country, including students from JNU and DU in Delhi, Cotton University in Guwahati and Kerala.
We have to simply criticize it because of the fact that firstly I'd like to emphasize on the very fact that living relationships and marriages are quite different, and the very fact that in Uttarakhand currently the fact that this bill has been emphasized upon is trying to make it the same. There has been no differences, and we need to note the very fact that many couples go for live-in relationships not necessarily because they are in love. Of course they are in, but also because of the fact that this is the first phase where people try to explore different aspects that they would or they might face in marriages, right? And secondly, also in Instagram, there are many accounts, like media accounts, local media accounts, where they have been posting this information about this Uttarakhand issue currently. And I was wandering around the comment section where many Instagram users were commenting the very fact that it is also a way to curb the very so-called popular issue called love jihad, which they use the very reminder of the Shraddha Wakar case.
So you think it's a very political move?
I think it is in a sense, because as I stated about the comment section, they also stated about the Shraddha Wakar case, that is one of the popular love jihad case. But the way I retaliate this would be by reminding the very case of this Vandana Kolita of Assam, of the Assam case. But the fact that the only thing that makes it different is the fact that here the wife kills the husband. So I think this is just an excuse in regards to also religious aspect as well. And okay, fair.
So I wanted to ask you about UCC. Uttarakhand has recently brought a code, Uniform Civil Code, which also dwells on the subject of live-in relationship. Now it's about legalizing live-in relationship, and there's also penalty if you don't declare it, which is both jail term and fine as well. What do you think about it, and what is your opinion? Because you are a youth, and it affects majorly the youth.
Actually, what I think, it is contravening with the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, which is the right to life. And earlier also Supreme Court has decided that you have a right to choose the partner that you want to live with. And by introducing these measures of imprisonment and compulsory registration, we are just trying to narrow down the ambit of our choices of being with our partners. Because unless or until we are in a marriage setup, which is as contractual in all these family laws, until we are in a marriage setup, we have the freedom to be with our partners in any manner that we so like.
जब बात आती है, जब गवर्नमेंट आपके बेडरूम तक घुसने लगती है ना, तो उसको बोलते हैं अथॉरिटेरियन गवर्नमेंट बनने लगती है. तो मुझे लगता है कि इसको जैसे स्मूथली चल रहा है, जैसे मैं याद दिलाना चाहूँगी, एक पिटीशन पड़ा था सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, तो DY चंद्रचूड़ ने पिछले ही साल था, उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ पिटिशन में था कि राज्य को चाहिए कि वो ऐसा लॉ बनाए लिव इन रिलेशनशिप को लेकर के, जो कुछ ऐसे लॉ हों जो डिफाइन हो कि ऐसे करना है और ये चीज़ें। तो हमारे जज साहब ने साफ कहा था कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, ये बहुत बकवास पिटिशन है, और उस पिटिशनर पे फाइन भी लगाया गया था कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो सकता, ये स्मूथली चल रहा है, चलने दो। तो जो वो बकवास उन्होंने बताया था वही बकवास इस लॉ में लागू हुआ है। नो डाउट कि बहुत प्रोग्रेसिव है, हम चाहते हैं UCC आए, लेकिन हाँ रैशनल तरीके से आए, जो चीज़ें नहीं होनी चाहिए वो ना हो।
And this is more of bringing regulation into your bedroom. I would say I would say this particular move problematic in a lot of fronts. Firstly, the definition of live-in relationship is not mentioned here, and nobody knows how they're going to enforce it. They'll have to register with the registrar of the particular region, and we don't know if that registration will be under purview of RTI or not. If it is under purview of RTI, then everybody can access who are in live-in relationships within that area, and if that happens, that can give rise to vigilantism, which is the case with Special Marriages Act. So if a couple marries, inter-community couple marries under Special Marriages Act, their names will be publicly available for 30 days, which has been giving rise to vigilantism, and that can happen with live-in relationships as well. And also with respect to defining what a live-in relationship is, there are a lot of grey areas within it. So it's not particularly a male and a female living together. How do we look at the transgenders? How do we look at the third genders? And how do we look at the grey areas of live-in relationship? For example, some couples might be in an open relationship where a person might be having multiple partners with mutual consent. How do you look at it? How do you look at a situation relationship? So there are a lot of things that are not covered under this. And also, with respect to the enforcement, I don't think it will give the privacy to the couples who are already facing a lot of outrage from the society. So I think this is unnecessary and also infringing upon the privacy of the people and problematic on many fronts.
जैसे उसमें है क्या कि 21 साल से कम उम्र की बच्ची है, अगर वो रह रहा है, तो वो जो रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना है वो उसके पेरेंट्स जाएंगे और उसको वेरीफाई कराएगा पुलिस से। और ये तो जनरल वे में देखिए ना, आपकी कहाँ एक्सेप्टेंस है। वो जो 18 साल की उम्र है एडल्ट्री की, उसको भी यहाँ ख़त्म कर दिया गया है कि माना गया है कि 18 साल में शादी हो सकती है, लेकिन वो 18 साल में लिव इन में नहीं रह सकती है। तो वो दिक्कत है यहाँ पे। आप ठीक है, आप कहीं रेंट पे जाते हो, वो वेरीफाई करेगा, पहले आपको रजिस्टर करना है, पुलिस को कराना, वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें। तो ऐसा नहीं लगता कि वो जो उसका दिमाग चल रहा है पूरे सोसाइटी का उस वुमेन को लेकर कि क्या परसेप्शन बन जाएगा। तो ये परसेप्शन वाइज भी, उसके सिक्योरिटी का भी बहुत सारा मैटर है, तो इसमें तो दिक्कतें हैं।
दिस प्रोविजन शुड नॉट बी लीगलाइज फ्रॉम माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, क्योंकि आप देखिए जिस तरीके से अगर जैसे मैं किसी के साथ लिविंग में रहना चाह रहा हूँ, तो मैं क्यों किसी को बताऊँ, मैं सोशलाइज क्यों करूँ, मैं क्यों किसी को बताऊँ कि मैं इसके साथ रिलेशनशिप में रह रहा हूँ, राइट। तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ही इसमें वो नहीं है, मतलब लाइक होमवर्क नहीं किया गया इस को लेकर के, और वो खुद से मतलब लाइक जल्दी में उन्होंने ऐसे कर दिया। तो मुझे लगता है इस पे और होमवर्क होना चाहिए, और चीज़ें उसमें इंक्लूड करनी चाहिए, और प्रॉब्लम्स को इंक्लूड करते हुए जनता से राय लेनी चाहिए अलग अलग पोर्टल्स के थ्रू। तो मुझे लगता है कि इस पे और होमवर्क होनी चाहिए, फिर इस पे काम करना चाहिए और इनको लागू करना चाहिए।
बट हम देख रहे हैं कि रिलेशनशिप होते हैं कि वो पक्का नहीं है कि लॉन्ग टर्म चलेंगे या शॉर्ट टर्म है, वो एक एक्सपेरिमेंट है किसी को भी कि हमारी लाइफ कैसी जा सकती है किसी पर्सन के साथ, तभी हम एक लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में आ रहे हैं। तो वहाँ पे हम लीगली करके काम कर रहे हैं, तो एक तरीके से गलत हो रहा है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आधार कार्ड मैच कर लिए उन लोगों ने, हमारा पर्सनल डिटेल सब चले गया उनके पास कि कौन दो लोग हैं। तो वो एक आंकड़ा इकट्ठा कर लेंगे कि कहाँ कौन लिविंग में है, कौन पश्चात्य को फॉलो कर रहा है, कौन देश सर्च को फॉलो कर रहा है। तो ये बिल्कुल गलत है कि हमारी जो स्वतंत्रता है वहाँ पे यहाँ पे उस पे एक चोट है पूरी तरीके से इससे।
The fact that India is not a developed country, like mindfully I don't see people that develop that if I go to a police officer or a government officer and I say that hey, I'm living with my partner and I'm not married, of course I'll get looks, I'll get judged. So I also will not feel comfortable in telling people that I'm not married but I am living with somebody.
So also, do you think that this is more of a hassle, especially for women?
Yeah, I do feel, because see, right now our country stands where there like still 80% of the women hesitate to buy condoms by themselves. Okay, and then living with somebody is to a whole new level for them. So of course, yeah, like I feel like it's especially for women, it's like still we are like as a judged on the characters and everything.
We are here in the Delhi University North Campus, and we will ask the youngsters and people out here what they feel about this new law.
अगेन आई डोंट वांट सरकार वो इसको एज अ प्रोपेगेंडा यूज़ करे कि इंटरफेथ कपल्स को अलाउड ना करें या समथिंग. सो लिव इन को एक बार प्रॉपर्ली डिफाइन करना ज़रूरी है.
According to my opinion, this first of all we can link it with the privacy issue. According to the Article 21, which gives us right to liberty of life, right? So I think जो भी present government है, that has been somewhat we can say keeping a watchful eye over all these activities which are generally concerned with in our private life. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये चीज़ एक तरीके से जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है या फिर उसको स्मूथ करने के लिए लाया गया है. बट अबव दैट आई थिंक कि जो प्राइवेसी इश्यूज है दे आर मोर कंसर्निंग.
ये भी आर्ग्यूमेंट किया जा रहा है कि कहीं ना कहीं एक हिचकिचाहट बढ़ जाएगी हमारे सोसाइटी में. लोग कतराएंगे जो अनमैरिड कपल्स हैं उनको घर देने में. तो आपको क्या लगता है ये कितना सच है?
लोग आज भी कतराते हैं. वैसे कंजर्वेटिव सोसाइटी तो है ही है हमारी, थोड़ी थोड़ी लिबरल हो रही थी, लेकिन इसके कारण और बढ़ जाएगा.
In the name of curbing social taboos, the government, it seems, is privatizing the concept of love. Like, why do people first of all stay in a living relationship? It's because maybe they're not ready for marriage yet. But has the government taken any provisions to ease up the process of marriage for them? They have not. Secondly, in the name of curbing social taboos, the government is doing this, and I do think we will have a big effect because our Chief Minister Himanta Sharma has stated a lot of things that we'll also try to emphasize more on this UCC in Assam. So I think it's a threat to our liberty. And regarding this bill, if we ask if it's a bill of uniformity or if it's a bill of fascism, if it was a bill of uniformity, then there would have been less dissent than what we are seeing regarding UCC. But the case is quite the opposite. So I guess
You're terming it as fascism.
Yeah, definitely.
Also in an Indian society with the amount of taboos and name shaming that we face personally, this particular time frame and the entire legal procedure, the amount of length the entire legal procedure takes, that will be a hassle for the women. And specifically the time frame that has been provided, that has been a really, I guess, the biggest con in this.
Now that a UCC has been passed in the Uttarakhand Assembly, in that there is a provision regarding live-in relationships where live-in couples has to register within a month's time, or else they will have to pay a fine of 25,000 rupees or they will be imprisoned. So there are a lot of conditions for live-in couples. This is for the first time in India. As a youngster, how do you look at this?
We know the person who have completed their 18 years of age have the right to choose their partner. So what is the role of state inside that? I have the opportunity or I have the choice to choose my partner, but when state told me that you don't have that right, it is not fair. It is not what the Constitution of India tell. So I strongly oppose this law